You gotta love this. Hi, this is Annette and Steve Economides from MoneySmartFamily.com. And tonight we've got a great show for you. We're going to be talking about 3 kinds of stuffing for your Thanksgiving turkey this next week. The first one is a rice and sausage stuffing from scratch. The second one is a bread and sweet potato yam stuffing. And the third one is going to be a box stuffing that we enhance. I'm going to show you how to play around with a box stuffing mix. So besides the 3 stuffings that I'm going to be doing, Steve is going to be jumping in and talking about Black Friday secrets, 7 different strategies. And I know some of you said our strategy is not to go out at all, and that's fine. That is certainly one option, but we sort of thrive in chaos, and we've got some great stories to share with you and some great strategies for how to make Black Friday best. Okay.
So we have some friends who are not from the U.S. They're from India.
Okay.
And they were telling us that in India, now back up, Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving in the U.S. for those of you in other countries. And this is the start of the Christmas shopping season.
Right.
Well, in India, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving.
No, they don't celebrate Christmas either.
They don't. But they do have Black Friday sales. Go figure.
No.
Go figure.
There's a lot of countries around the world that have Black Friday sales, and even though ours are tied to American holidays, they still have Black Friday sales, and they don't celebrate the American holidays. It's just really weird.
So we're going to have some fun.
Yes,
well,
we are.
Let's jump into the recipes here. I'm going to get behind the camera.
Actually, don't you start with that first?
No. Page 1 is here. And you get to do that.
Oh,
Yes,
okay, got it.
We got to
All right.
read the script.
All right, I knew we mapped it out. It's been a crazy week. Okay, so the very first stuffing recipe that I am going to share with you is a family recipe that's been handed down through the ages. It is basically sausage and rice, and I need, here it is. I know this sounds crazy because I like doing everything from scratch, but my mom always uses Uncle Ben's long grain and wild rice, and this is on sale right now this week at Safeway Jewel. 3 boxes for $5, which may sound like that's very costly when you could just buy a bag of white rice. But I think what my mother's family has always liked about this, and we're not being sponsored to say this, is it's got 23 herb seasonings. So I think it's the seasonings.
Not 24.
No, 23. So she starts with 1 box, follows the directions for 1 box, and then adds other rice to it because you've got the seasonings and the flavor. So you know me, right? I am always finding food deals, and you never know what's going to happen in my kitchen. So look at the bowl of rice. Do you see purple rice? Well, somebody gave me a bunch of food. Their mother passed away, and they gave me all kinds of food from her pantry. And it was this thing was supposed to be a mixture of red, brown, white, and wild rice. And I cooked it and it turned purple. So basically what you're supposed to do is start with the Uncle Ben's.
You know what that does?
And then add...
It matches your blouse.
Oh, great. And add a cup or 2 of regular either white rice or brown rice. So I've got them in the bowl. I started mixing them and realized, whoa, wait, I better, before I do that, because I was trying to get some stuff prepped before the show tonight, I thought, let me just, leave it where it is so you can see. So there's the Uncle Ben's, the box of Uncle Ben's on the left, and there's the 1 cup, it's about 1 cup of the other rice on the side. Okay,
1
now,
cup before it's cooked.
No, after it's
That's
cooked.
1 cup of rice. Okay.
This is 1 cup after it's cooked.
Okay.
So now I'm mixing the 2 together, which gets me all the seasonings and flavorings of the Uncle Ben. And I guess that's super important for my mom's family. I know Steve loves this stuffing. It's one of his absolute favorites. I like my other grandmother's bread and yam stuffing, and we're going to go to that next. So, okay, now I've got it all mixed up, the rice, and really the rice, the 2 different rices, and now I'm going to add stuff. Okay, so stuffing is not as hard as you think it is. But you do need to pre-cook everything except for the egg that I'm going to use for binding before you stuff it in the bird. The bird cooks for 3 or 4 hours. So you've got to have everything cooked ahead of time. Honey, can you get me the eggs?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is all cooked down. It's a red onion, a small red onion that I had bought on sale a while ago, and about 4 stalks of celery. And I chopped it fine, and then I cooked it. I steamed it, and I actually put it a little bit in after I cooked the sausage. So now I'm mixing in the celery, the cooked celery, and the cooked onion. And you just chop it as little as you can get it. I am not a gourmet cook, so I basically like the therapeutic chopping, and I just chop away, and I like chopping vegetables. So I don't have a fancy way of doing it, it just gets done. Okay, so I am mixing in, there's 2 kinds of rice. Now I'm mixing in the celery and the onion. This is not difficult. So here you are, a stuffing recipe from scratch. And now here is, oh, that's right, I shouldn't bang the bowl, I'm sorry. Here is the sausage. It's a 1 pound chub, and I had Jimmy Dean that I had gotten on sale, but it doesn't have to be Jimmy Dean, it can be any sausage. And you brown it, you chop it up and brown it and cook it, and now it's going into the stuffing, and I'm going to mix that together. All right, here we go. This is so easy. You'll wonder why you never tried this before, but so we've got the 2 kinds of rice. We have the onions, the cooked celery, and now we're mixing in 1 pound of cooked breakfast sausage is really what it is. It's not Italian sausage, it's breakfast sausage.
You could use really any sausage you want to use.
I've never had a stuffing with Italian sausage, so I don't think that's normal. I think for this time of year, breakfast sausage is the winner.
What if
it's pork sausage?
What if you like Polish sausage?
I don't know. I couldn't advise on that. You'd have to try it, and if your family's crazy about it, great. Okay, so the 2 rices, the cooked onion, the cooked celery, the cooked sausage. I want to make sure I am not forgetting anything. Okay, now I have to put in my mother's secret ingredient, which is,
don't tell everybody,
a teaspoon of thyme. This is one of my spice jars.
Thyme, 709.
She loves thyme. So I'm going to sprinkle that in here. That's what she thinks is one of the most awesome parts of this recipe. I think it's going to need more than 1 teaspoon though. Oh boy, that smells good. I can't stuff the bird and we can't eat it tonight, but ooh, does that smell fabulous. And make sure if you stuff the bird, which I love to do, and I've got a whole, I don't know if you have up there to put the video on how to cook a turkey up there.
I've got that. I can put that up.
Okay, yeah, I think you should, because we've got, I show you how to stuff the bird and how to lace up the bird, and the truth is, it's not dangerous to stuff a bird and cook it. It's not dangerous at all.
As long as you check the temperature inside, make sure you get up to 170 to 180 degrees.
I usually make a 25-pound, somewhere between a 23 and a 25-pound turkey, and I cook it for 4 hours, and I salt bath it to defrost it, and I sear it to lock in the juices for the first hour, and that whole process is in that How to Cook a Turkey video.
How many turkeys have you cooked?
I have cooked, what did we figure, like 150 turkeys over the course of our life, because when the kids were little and were at home, I would stock up on turkeys at Thanksgiving and then cook one a month during the winter months, and we'd use the poultry meat, the turkey meat, and substitute it in our chicken dishes. But now that the kids are gone, I'm not cooking a turkey every month anymore. Things have changed, but I am cooking for Thanksgiving. Okay, I have 2 teaspoons, and I don't think it's enough. I'm smelling it. Okay, so what I'm going to say is it's 3 teaspoons actually is a tablespoon. So I'm going to say you need a tablespoon of thyme. 1 tablespoon of thyme for this recipe. And then it should give you the flavor that you love, that we grew up with. Okay, so here is the
Recipe number 1.
Recipe number 1. Oh, no, I forgot. I have to add the eggs. The eggs are not cooked. These are the only parts of the recipe that are not cooked, and that's okay because they're going, if you're stuffing the bird, they're going into that bird for 3 or 4 hours. So I don't know about frying a bird. You know, I've never fried a bird. Those are faster.
The internal temperature still has to get to the 170 to 180 degrees.
But I'm going to put the egg in because the egg helps the stuffing stick. And it's important to have the stuffing be sticky. You want the stuffing to be sticky. And so I'm definitely going to need 2 eggs with this.
So what page can they find this recipe on?
Oh yeah, we just started a new page. It's called Starchy Side Dishes. What do we put as the adjective for that?
Best starchy side dishes.
Best Starchy Side Dishes on our recipe page. And there is probably 7 stuffing recipes there.
There are 9 recipes total. One of them is for homemade noodles.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
For those of you on YouTube, the links are in the show notes already, so you can check them out there. Right.
So make sure you see all of our recipes. We have some great Thanksgiving recipes. We have a video on YouTube for candied yams that we did last year and the year before.
We should share that right now.
Yes, we have amazing cranberry sauce recipes, a couple of those. And we have a whole page for pie recipes.
Ooh. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cut away while you're finishing up. I'm going to cut away to the website.
Oh, that's nice and sticky.
And show them some pages.
Okay, hold on. I want to just show them how sticky.
I'm gone. Hold on.
Okay, you're gone.
I'll come back to you. There you go.
All right. Okay, it's very sticky. I don't know if you can see that. But I feel it's nice and sticky and moist.
Stop talking for a second. They should be able to hear how moist it is.
Okay.
Okay, so you can hear it.
You can hear how moist it is. Stuffing number 1 done. Okay.
So while you get set up, I'm going to take you to the website and just show you some of the recipes we have for Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So this is our turkey stuffing page, and we have 9 recipes on here, and you can see it. It's Rice Krispie stuffing, cornbread stuffing, brown rice turkey stuffing, and a lot of these are shared from visitors to our website.
Right.
So if you have a stuffing recipe you'd like to share, we'd love to hear it, so you can go to this page and share it. We don't have a lot of pictures on here, but we'll get them eventually. We're going to take pictures of the stuff we're making tonight. Sweet potato stuffing, wild rice and sausage, that's what Annette just made, homemade egg noodles, and Laura Bush's cornbread stuffing. Somebody sent that in. I hope Laura doesn't miss it. And then cornbread stuffing with curry. So lots of good recipes there. And then I want to go up and show you the pie recipes. So we're going to go pie recipes here. And oh, she's got some really good pies.
I do, and they're not even all up on the page yet. All my pies are not there, but we have some amazing pie recipes. You know what? For this one, I'm gonna need a bigger bowl. I remembered making this with my grandma, and it's gonna be a bigger bowl.
So we have pie recipe super page, and for those of you on YouTube, I'll bring it over here. So the pie recipe super page is here, and there are, oh my gosh, apple pie, fresh strawberry glazed pie, lemon meringue, Libby's famous pumpkin pie, Nanny's never fail pie crust, chocolate pudding, which is my favorite, and then the chocolate pecan pie. Oh my goodness!
And we don't
so
have. Do we have the pecan pie on there? I don't think
we have the pecan pie on there yet.
No, there's just still so many pies to add. And Becky's gonna try making a French silk pie. This next week she's going to come over on pie making day, which is usually Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and I'll make my French apple, and then I'm going to try making a cherry pie this year because Steve absolutely loves cherry pies, and all the cherries were on sale this summer. Amazingly, tons of cherries. So we have a whole bag in the freezer full of smaller Ziploc bags with cherries.
Not quite tons, but quite a few pounds.
A lot, more than I've ever seen.
So should we take a break and talk to some people and then share a couple Black Friday tips and then get on to the next recipe?
Sure. How are we doing on time?
7:16. We're
Oh
running
boy,
late.
we are.
Okay. So let's
All right, let's say hi to a few people.
let's see what's going on.
We only have time for like 5, but I'll go back through and I will answer any questions and read all your comments at the end. But we like to stick to a 30-minute show, and I think we bit off more than we could chew. We're gonna go over tonight, so hang with us.
Kelly says it's her first time here and she loves us.
Oh,
she's
Kelly,
so sweet.
thank you.
Mandy says, I always look to these Friday night videos. We're on our way to becoming more frugal, and these are a great motivation.
Aww.
Arnie says, Arnie from Phoenix, who we work out with, says, love when you guys go live. Great stuff, literally.
Thanks, Arnie.
Can't copy and paste the links. Oh, boy, I don't know what to tell you about that, Patty.
We'll figure it out, though.
You just click on the links. Click on the links, and that should take you where you need to go.
Okay.
Here's Jessica. She says, my mom usually puts some stuffing in the bird for those who love it and leaves some out for those who don't.
Oh, there you go. That's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Or like this Thanksgiving, I'm making 3 tonight, but one is going to be frozen to serve on Christmas, and the other 2 will be served on Thanksgiving. So there'll be two stuffings, some in the bird, some not. And just remember when you're stuffing the bird that you can stuff the neck first and then stuff the cavity. And I explain all that in my How to Cook a Turkey video. So make sure you watch that. Okay.
Our good friend Tara from Living on a Dime
Hi,
says,
Tara.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, happy Thanksgiving to all of you. That's right. The next time we'll see you all is the day after Thanksgiving. So everybody have an awesome Thanksgiving this year.
And that's about it. Everybody else says hi, and we're so glad you're here, each one of you.
Yes. Okay, what about
and if you have
on that one? Do you want to see if you can see any comments over there?
I don't see any. Oh, what pie is a good first pie to make? Love you guys. From Homemaker Hand Guy.
You know what? That's a great question. What pie is a good first pie to make? Pumpkin is pretty easy. Pies are very forgiving, you guys. Okay, let me think. Pumpkin is pretty easy. A chocolate pudding pie is very
that's
easy,
really easy
because you can either do instant pudding or you could do cooked pudding. We prefer the cooked pudding, and you make the graham cracker crust, and I've got all that on my pie page. The fruit pies are really easy. You know what? I don't think we have a video of the apple pie. Do we? Of me making the apple pie?
We did a Facebook Live with it.
Oh.
But we don't have.
We need a permanent video on that. Okay, so anyway, it depends on what your family likes. If your family likes fruit pies, do a fruit pie. Fruit pies are pretty easy too, and you can always use canned pie filling, and that's usually on sale this time of year. But I'm gonna do my like the cherry pie that I talked about. I'm gonna be doing that from scratch. Mm-hmm. And I wish we could videotape it. We'll have to figure out what to do. Okay.
So let's talk about Black Friday. You know, Black Friday in the U.S. the day after Thanksgiving, but unfortunately, it actually starts on Thanksgiving Day.
Actually, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm starting to get ads in the mail every day.
Pre-Thanksgiving.
Some of them have started right now, and a whole lot. Like we just got Joann's Fabrics. They're doing a huge sale on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. So it's starting now, you guys.
It's and that's okay. We're going to give you 7 tips. I'm just going to do a few right now. We have some of our favorite websites. We'll share them on in the notes. We shared them on YouTube already. We'll share them on Facebook. But what we do is we pre-shop. We look and we come up with a plan. So step number 1,
we pre-plan.
Know what you want. Know what you want and create a list. This is because there's so many moving parts to shopping on Thanksgiving or Black Friday, knowing when the stores are open, knowing what you want, which stores have the best prices, which stores are going to be less crowded.
I'm even going to step back from that and just say, if you're using Black Friday to shop for gifts for this Christmas, then the first thing you need to do, if you haven't thought about that, which is okay, is make a list of everybody you need to buy a gift for and assign a dollar amount that your budget can handle. Because don't be afraid, you guys. Even if you only have a little bit of money to spend, once you know what your budgeted amount is, you will be able to find deals and make a great Christmas.
That's right. Even if it's $10, $15, $20.
Yeah, even if it's $10 or $15, you can still find wonderful things for that.
Okay, so the sites we use, bfads.net, blackfriday.com, Facebook Black Friday fans, that's BradsDeals site. And we'll put these in the links. BradsDeals is good, but their Facebook site is more interactive and up to date. And then SlickDeals. We also use the SlickDeals app, and BradsDeals has an app. And those are really nice for carrying around with you. But get your ads, get them in advance. I mean, you can look at them now and see who's got the best prices on TVs and clothes and all kinds of things.
Small appliances,
we
right?
also always buy a newspaper on Thanksgiving morning, and usually it's like 2 inches thick. But having the ads in front of us where we can mark them up, we're kind of tactile, so we like to see it. And then we make a composite list from all of this stuff, and we make our plan.
You know, it would be very tedious to try to do all of this on a mobile phone. I'm serious. Or even on a computer. And when our kids were younger, when they were all teens and young adults and they lived at home, it was one of our favorite parts of Thanksgiving morning. We would literally spread the ads all over the table, and everybody would take turns circling things and putting their initial down, because they had their own money that they had saved that they were buying gifts for others with. And so they were going through the ads just like we were going through the ads, and they were coming up with their game plan for Black Friday shopping. And so we'd all be changing. It would be like you'd think we were playing cards or something, the way we were swapping ads and circling with markers.
Of course,
it was so
I wanted
much.
the Home Depot ad.
Yes, absolutely.
They wanted the Toys R Us ad.
No, they like the Kohl's
so
and
that's the first couple of tips.
JCPenney's.
That's the first couple of tips for Black Friday, but we're going to go on to the next stuffing recipe.
Okay.
We'll come back with more. And we are going to share our secret tip that you probably have never heard anywhere else.
Stop.
And I have it right over here.
Okay, all right. So the next stuffing recipe we're going to make is my grandmother. I have obviously two grandmothers. My mom's mom liked the rice and the sausage stuffing with the thyme. My dad's mom always made a bread stuffing with yams and potatoes. So what I'm going to start doing, where is it? Where'd it go? Okay, I'm going to put some butter in the frying pan, so you'll see what we're doing. And I am going to, like 2 tablespoons, because there is a lot to cook. This is 2 potatoes that I've diced kind of small. Actually, I should have melted the butter first. Darn it. Okay. Well, it'll go fast. And the potatoes are going in. And then I have other stuff to do while they're cooking. And then again, it's 4 stalks of celery and 1 onion, and they've all been chopped, and they are going in the pan with the butter and the potatoes to be cooked. Now, normally, I know I'm out of the camera's eye right now, right?
You're not.
Okay, normally I would be cooking carrots in here as well, but I'm going to tell you what happened with that. And some of you are going to laugh, and it really won't be a big surprise. Okay, so these are going to be cooking. Okay, so people, can you turn the camera?
You're doing fine.
Oh, people give us food because they know I know what to do with all these crazy things, or I find something to do. And so this was on super clearance. It's glazed carrots. And I bought it on super clearance for like 69 cents. And I always like to have a couple of fast foods on the shelf. So if it's a day when I've been running my fanny off, or lots of interviews, phone calls, whatever, and I for some reason didn't think about a meal, which does happen at our house. Hold on, I'll get it open. No, maybe you'll get it open. They turned out that the carrots in this were not very flavorful. So that's, I'm sure, why they were on clearance. So, what I am going to do is I am going to mix them into my stuffing, because the carrots in the stuffing don't have to be super flavorful. And so these will be perfect. They're soft, they're tender. They're going into my stuffing recipe from my grandmother. Okay, so I've got the carrots in the big bowl, And next I have to chop up the yams. And again, I'm sure you can use fresh yams for this and cook them, not a problem. But I got these yams after the holidays at a ridiculous price. They were canned yams, and I like to eat them all year long, and fresh yams will not survive all year long. So I bought some canned yams on clearance so we could eat them throughout the year. And so tonight I'm going to use, it's like one 29-ounce can of Princella yams, but this is like a store brand yam, and they're probably made by Princella, and so they taste exactly the same.
I'm going to come over a little bit closer to you.
Oh gosh, I know that's loud. Darn it. I got to stop doing that. I'm just, so you say, okay, so I'm just going to cover that. But here we go with the yams. I'm going to pull them out. I'm going to cut them into small pieces, and I'm going to put them in the big bowl. And like I said, I'm only going to use about half of this giant can.
Now you could use fresh yams too.
Yes, that's what I said. You could use fresh yams.
I
absolutely.
wasn't paying attention.
Okay, you're fired. You can definitely use fresh yams, and they will. You have to cook them like I'm cooking the potatoes, but I got a great deal on these, and they work perfect for the stuffing. And everybody loves having yams on Thanksgiving. I also do. Like we talked about earlier, I do a candied yam recipe.
We have a video of that too.
Yes, we do.
And you can even hear them as they sizzle coming out of the oven.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I did not remember that.
Yeah, they're good.
Okay, so here we go.
They're even better if you eat them.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go with the candied yams. Very, very easy to chop up. Okay.
So should we throw in another Black Friday strategy while you're doing that?
Yes, absolutely, because the other parts have to cook.
Let me come over there. And we'll go to strategy number 2, which is once you have your list, be specific and know exactly what you want. In other words, once you have your list, you have to have a floor plan for, or not a floor plan, it's not the right thing, a battle plan for which stores you're going to go to at what time, what day. And so, like, we'll start off on Thanksgiving night after dinner's cleaned up. Whoever wants to go out shopping with us, we'll make a plan. And one year we ended up at the mall, and there were like 3 stores we wanted to go to. So we'll cover this in a little bit, but we have a teamwork strategy where we divide and conquer, and it works really good.
And wait, let me interject for a minute. As far as the battle plan goes, family comes first. So we do not worry about being there right at 6 o'clock when some of the sales start. We're just like, no, we're not gonna have that dictate our Thanksgiving. So we go that night, but it's more like 8 or 9 o'clock when everybody's gone, dinner is cleaned up, and we feel the freedom to run out and play the whole Black Friday game. But we're not gonna throw people out the door. We're gonna stay as long as we can.
And sometimes we even take our own little dolly with us. Like
yes,
when we
do.
Go to Walmart, they run out of carts.
Yes.
Take a little rolling dolly with us. Okay.
That's an important strategy, actually.
The third thing is know the store rules. Now, some stores will have time release sales that'll start at different times, and they won't allow you to touch anything before that time. But I'll give you a secret. I was talking to one of the Walmart employees one year when they had different pallets of things covered with black plastic. And he said he was told that if anyone unveiled any of the things, that they weren't to stop them. I know you want to play by the rules, but just know that if you talk to a store employee about what the rules are, or you call in advance and talk to the manager and ask them what things are going on sale when, you'll get kind of a jump start on the sales. And some of the stores are even publishing, you didn't know this, publishing floor maps of where things are going to be in the store.
Oh,
that's just wonderful.
That is beautiful.
Okay, I'm going to pull out our secret weapon next. Okay, I'll be right back. This happened by accident one Black Friday. Okay, so here's the deal. One Black Friday we were at. Were you singing that night? I think you were singing. Or whatever. We were at your parents' house for Thanksgiving, or somebody's house for
But
Thanksgiving.
remember, it wasn't this jacket either.
Oh no, it wasn't.
No, it was a solid black one or a navy blue one.
Okay.
That makes a difference.
Anyway, we were at a party. We went out Thanksgiving shopping. I had my sports coat on, and that was dressed really nice. She looked like June Cleaver, you know, with pearls.
I did not.
Anyway, the most amazing thing was, as the store was really crowded, and as we walked up to different things, people just kind of got out of the way. They thought we were management, or I don't know what they thought, but I had people ask me for directions for where things were in the store, and what happened was we got treated way differently, and we got access to the things we wanted much faster than if we'd done dressed differently. So, dress nice. It pays.
Yes.
That's our secret, but we have more after this.
All right. Now, I'm going to jump back to the bread stuffing with the yams. And I'm going to show you, right, we have the potatoes and the onion and the celery cooking. I've chopped up the yams. Remember, a little bit of this and a little bit of that adds up. Do any of you remember the kids' book called Stone Soup? Where the townspeople swore that no one had enough to feed anybody, but they all had different ingredients, and they made a big pot of soup, and it fed the whole town because it was a little bit of this and a little bit of that. So that's what this stuffing recipe is. It's a little bit of yams and a little bit of carrots, and I'm gonna get a spoon to stir. And now the bread is going to go in. And the bread is super easy because this is the great place. Save your bread ends. I have here old hamburger buns, and that's what I'm using. This is very forgiving. So one year I had saved a whole bunch of bread ends, and that's what went into the bread as the bread ingredient for
stuffing.
For the stuffing. Because no one can tell their bread ends by the time they're mixed in. Just break them up small in little bitty bites, and it works fabulous. Now the recipe calls for 4 slices of bread, but since I've got the bread ends, that's 2, and I'm using the old hamburger buns. You can use old dinner rolls. I just wouldn't mix different kinds. Like, I don't think I'd put cornbread in or tortillas. I would not do anything wild and crazy. I would try to keep it pretty straight. So I've got potato bread would be okay, and whole grain bread and wheat bread. But here I am doing the hamburger buns. So really, guys, this is pennies. I mean, this stuffing recipe probably feeds, I want to say, 10 to 15 people. And if you do it from scratch, oh my gosh. Well, the yams you can find on sale. It can't. What does the stuffing cost? It's got to cost.
How much is a can of yams?
A can of yams you can get on sale for 99 cents. Mm-hmm. Because I'm using up stuff around the house and the carrots and the celery and the onions. I would say you can make this
$2.
I want to say somewhere between $2 and $4 you can make this stuffing recipe, and it's going to feed 10 to 15 people. Mm-hmm. So very reasonable.
Thanksgiving dinners don't have to be expensive.
No, they don't.
People talk about having to have fresh turkeys, and that'll get pricey if you're spending $1.50 a pound on a 20-pound bird. But we did on Facebook, we did our turkey shout-out,
Actually,
right?
It wasn't today. It was yesterday, I believe.
And we had prices down to 59 cents in some places.
Oh, right? Lower than that. One place it was like 29 cents around the country. So yeah, go to our Facebook page, America's Cheapest Families.
Well, there.
Yeah, that's true. You're there if you're watching Facebook Live. And okay, that is good. Very, very good. Let me check my potatoes. Oh, they're cooking. They are cooking. They're not quite there yet. Ooh, this is good. Oh, it's smelling wonderful. Absolutely.
We'll come a little closer and see what you're doing there. That's about as far as I can go. With the
Okay,
other-
well, I think they can see it cooking in the pan. Basically, I put 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm stirring it to make sure it stays evenly dispersed. And I'm steaming. Oh gosh, I didn't realize how much I banged that spoon. I'm steaming it, so we have a little ways to go on that. But I think the secret thing about this stuffing recipe is also that I use the juice from the candied yams. So it ends up being kind of sweet when you put it all together. And then my grandmother used a little bit of milk. She used milk and eggs. So I'm probably going to put, well, we'll see when we get it all mixed together. 1 or 2 eggs, and then a tiny little bit of milk. And there you have it. I am going to grab the salt and pepper. And this is also a stuffing that is delicious if you cook it inside the bird. It's really, really yummy. Especially if you like a little bit of bread and a little bit of sweetness. It is good. Oh my gosh, this show is going to run. Okay, you jump in here now and do another Black Friday strategy.
Okay, another Black Friday strategy. Let me see what our next Black Friday strategy is. Well, we talked about what websites to use. We talked about what apps to get. We talked about getting the ads on Thanksgiving Day. We talked about knowing exactly what you want and making a list. Making a list not only of the things you're going to buy, but the stores and the order you want to go in. Knowing the store rules. Dressing right. And this is really cool. Teamwork. Don't go by yourself. The crowds can be really bad. The crowds can be a little pushy. And you want to have somebody you're spending time with. So what we did, was it last year we went out with Becky and Nolan?
I think so.
Anyway, that's when there's 2 things we do with teamwork. One is if the store is really crowded and you have your cart, we leave one person with the cart, standing guard, and we kind of put it in a central location, and everybody who's with us goes out and goes after the things they're looking for, whether it's DVDs or Pyrex bowls or different kinds of things, and we bring them back and the person stays guard with the cart.
Okay,
so that's a good thing.
I got to share one more. Remember?
Bless you.
Oh, excuse me. Way back. Does somebody remember when Black Friday at Walmart
Used to be on Friday.
Well, when it first started on Thursday, but it was later. It was like,
It's the pepper.
It's the pepper. It was like 8 or 10 at night that it started. This is when it was late at night. Kohl's was at midnight or something. And we went, it was Steve and I and Abby and Joe and Becky. I don't know if Becky was, she couldn't have been working. I don't know where Becky was. But Abby and Joe ran to the DVDs. This was before Walmart had their little, before they restructured it, so now you kind of walk through a little maze to pick your DVDs. This was when they were first in a huge bin, okay? Abby is so tiny, and Joe got so overwhelmed that Abby told Joe, you stay here with the cart, and she crawled underneath everybody and came up. And she started calling out what she was looking for, and before long, everybody was calling out what they were looking for. And as people were running through the DVDs, they found stuff for each other.
Yeah,
so it worked out awesome. Okay, go ahead, keep going.
Okay, so protect the cart and work together. And that is really... Oh, wait. Page over here. I lost the page. I thought that was it. Okay, another thing we did at the mall, when we had 3 stores to go to, is we divided up. So Becky and Nolan went to one store. Becky went to one store. I can't remember where Nolan went. We went to Sears and went through stuff, and we communicated by phone. So we sent somebody off to pick up stuff we wanted from the other store, and it worked great. So if you have friends who you are going to different stores and you decide you got 3 or 4 different spots around town where you're going, then give them your list, tell them what you want, and let them pick it up, and then of course pay them back for it. And here's the other one. Ad match is still alive. Walmart on Walmart.com says that their ad match policy is still going. So online purchases, they'll match anybody. Read their policy. I'll give you a link to that. And Target, call the store because Target will ad match. So one of the strategies we used was years ago when Walmart was ad matching all the time. They would have poinsettias that we would want to buy, but they were on sale at Home Depot really inexpensively. But Home Depot usually sold out very early. So instead of fighting the lines at Home Depot for the poinsettias, we went to Walmart and price matched them. So some of those strategies where you have, one store may run out of an item and the other store carries the exact thing, get it from there. Okay? And the last thing is read our page on our blog. We just put it up, I think, yesterday or the day before. We tell you about the stores that are open on Thanksgiving and the stores that aren't. And, we have mixed feelings about shopping on Thanksgiving, but staying within our budget is the higher priority. So we do shop on Thanksgiving a limited amount, and then we shop on Black Friday. And we just try to make it fun. We spend time together, and we try and beat the system. So that's our Black Friday tips, and we do have an article that outlines all of them, so we'll put the link up for that. And that's going to finish up this recipe.
I am. And I'm starting the very last stuffing. I am going to have to kind of jump around. So the very last stuffing recipe is the box stuffing. I'm going to use 2 stuffings, and I'll show it to you. Right here, one is called turkey, and the other one is savory herbs. Once again, I'm mixing them. I'm doing 2 boxes, which should easily fill a 20-pound bird. I'm doing 2 boxes because then I get the best of both. I get 2 different flavors that are going to come together and be really yummy. So I need to heat up the water with the butter, and you can use as much or as little as you want. I usually
What'd you lose?
the butter. I found it, the margarine. Okay, so I'm going to get that started, and then we're going to show you how that other stuffing comes together. And just really, really, really yummy stuffings. Okay, so this, I picked stovetop. These are easily on sale for $1 a box. And I just want to make sure I'm doing everything right. It says to put the water, the margarine, and the butter and boil it. Then add the stuffing mix. So the way I doctor up, this is important, the way I doctor up a box mix is I add celery and onion. Now let me tell you some of the other variations that you can add to a boxed mix. Some of the other variations that work well with a box mix are mushrooms. You can add water chestnuts. You can add cranberries or raisins. The sky is really the limit on what you can add to a box mix to doctor it up. And if any of you do that, can you leave that in the comments below? Because that is really fun for people to see and know how they can doctor up those box mixes.
Okay, take a break. Let's say hi to some people.
All right.
Say hi to Isabel from Portugal.
Hi, Isabel from Portugal.
It's so good to see you. She's written to us a lot of times, shared tips, bought some of our products. What a sweet lady. Okay. Oh, Joanne says, so wishing there was smell-o-vision.
Oh yes, it smells so good in here.
Okay, Mandy Hansen wants to know, what are the labels on the cabinets?
Oh, the labels on the cabinets. Where do you? Oh, there you are. It's describing what is in the cabinets because we have so many people over to the house that when people want to help, it's an easy way for them to know where things are. So I've got labels on my cabinet so people can know where things are in my kitchen. It's not every cabinet that is got a label, just the ones that are more commonly used. I hope that makes sense.
And we stuck them on there with that tacky, removable putty.
Right.
So we didn't want to use tape, and they're laminated and cut with a what do you call it?
A special edge scissor.
Yeah. Where are you going? You're going really fast.
I'm
I can't
sorry,
keep up with you.
My nose is running. It's that pepper. Okay.
She's running behind the lights. Now you can see how the studio's set up.
Okay. Any other questions for right now? Sorry this is so long. Like I said, I think we bit off more than we could chew tonight. But I'm having fun showing you all these recipes.
Family recipes are always great to have and to pass down. And
yes.
Some of the ones we're sharing tonight have been passed down
yes.
third generation.
Yes, absolutely.
Paula O'Brien asked, do you have any blueberry pie recipe? And we don't have it on our site yet.
No, we don't. And I've made it one time. But again, Pinterest is probably a great resource for finding a blueberry pie recipe. But that would be a fun pie to make. I've only done it one time. Okay, what other question?
I think
is that all the questions?
But we do appreciate those of you who've shared the video.
Yes.
And if you can think of other people who would benefit from it, please share it with them.
Okay,
and those of you who have liked it, it's amazing. We just appreciate all of that.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. This, believe it or not, look at that. It was just 2 potatoes, 4 stalks of celery, and 1 onion. It's all cooked, and it's going into the bowl that has the bread, the carrots, and the yams. Oh my gosh.
Smell-o-vision would be nice.
This is torturing us. It smells so good. Our daughter and her husband stopped by earlier, and they're like, how about we stay here for dinner? And that was just pre-cooking some of the stuff. And I was like, no, you can't. This is for Thanksgiving. You can't eat it.
So you can make this stuff and store it in the refrigerator for Thanksgiving?
Actually,
so does it taste okay?
I'm going to freeze it. This stuff is going to be frozen. It's all cooked, it's put together, and it's going to be stuck in the freezer until some of it is going to be used next week for Thanksgiving, and some of it is going to be used next month when we cook a turkey for Christmas, which we don't always do, but this year we're going to do that.
A lot of times we do lamb. We do lots of different things.
Okay, so here it is. It's coming together. It's beautiful.
If somebody at the door.
Okay. All right. Ask if they can come in and sit for just a minute, or just show them their room, and then we'll. Okay, we'll take it from there. All right. So here is the yam juice that is going in now, and it's already feeling. This recipe feels a lot stickier than the rice recipe, but I'm putting in probably half the yam juice. Oh boy, does that look good. And now I'm gonna add 1 egg, and then I'm gonna put some milk in. Oh, this looks amazing. Oh, this is just like the way Grandma made it. Okay. All right. Here goes the egg. The egg is going in right here, just to kind of give it a little extra sticky to hold together. All right, here we go. That is nice and sticky. Holy mackerel. You know what? That actually, I may need to add a little bit more bread to this. And you learn this with time. You're looking for a certain consistency. My grandmother swore by adding a little bit of milk, so we're going to do that because she wanted that in her recipe. And I'm going to add a little bit more bread because, I was telling them it's about consistency, and this needs a little bit more bread. It's plenty sticky. And these old hamburger buns are working great.
So how do you store the old bread so it doesn't get stale, taste bad, or get moldy?
It's in a Ziploc bag.
In the refrigerator?
In the refrigerator. But there's a whole bunch of different ways that it can be. You could put it in the freezer. You could store it in the freezer. If you guys have other ways that you do it, let us know. I think one year when I was collecting bread over a period of several weeks, I just kept a bag in the freezer and it was ready to go. All right, now it's looking right. So rather than 4 slices of bread, I would say that I have probably put in this recipe close to what would be considered 8 slices of bread. Oh, it looks perfect. Doesn't that look delicious?
Okay, let's hear how moist it sounds, just so they can hear it.
Can you guys hear that? That's moist, all right. Okay, so, the stovetop stuffing. Oh.
The last one.
The last one, hang in there. Okay, so I'm bringing the water to a boil. I'm gonna throw in the packages of stovetop. This is so easy, but as you saw with these other stuffing recipes, it's not very hard to make stuffing from scratch. So I've got these 2. Basically, with stovetop, you bring the water to a boil. I am cooking the celery and the onions. So that's going to take a few minutes. And then I'm going to add the packages of stovetop. And I believe once it comes to a boil, you throw it in and you turn it off, or you cook it for like 5 minutes.
I'll read the instructions.
Yes, thank you. Since I don't do it every single month, I usually follow the directions.
So, bring the water to a boil, put in your margarine, stir in the stuffing mix, remove from the heat, let it stand for 5 minutes, fluff with a fork.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, we got some questions on YouTube.
Okay, questions on YouTube.
So let's see. This is just comments. Madeline says, I tried an apple pie with cheddar cheese and it was out of this world.
Oh, yeah.
I just lost them. Here we go.
I can see that.
Andy says, and leave early. This is a Black Friday tip. And leave early to go to the store of your choice. Stand in line, whatever, but you want to be there if there's something really important.
Right, that's true.
And we got another comment from Virginia. It was just somebody saying hi from Virginia. So hi to everybody out there. So glad you joined us. We're just about ready to wrap this up.
Yes.
If you do have any questions or you have a favorite stuffing you want to share with us, we'd love to have your recipe and put it up on our website. We'll give you credit for it. But share with us what you're doing. And even talk about some of your Thanksgiving plans. What are some of your traditions that you do for Thanksgiving?
Yeah, all of our recipe pages have a place where you can leave comments. So if you have other recipes you want to share, whether it's stuffing or pies or cranberry sauce or yams, please feel free to message us. You can always go through the message portal on our website at MoneySmartFamily.com. There's a message portal.
Okay, we've got another question. What's considered a good price per pound for turkey? And
you know what? It varies depending on where you live around the country. We did a turkey shout out on our Facebook fan page. That's facebook.com/America's Cheapest Family. And I've seen free if you spend $100. I've seen 29 cents if you spend $25. It depends on where you live in the country. You've got to look at the food ads. That this week would have been the week that the food ads come out for next week for Thanksgiving.
But they also drop a deal, last minute deals on Sunday, the week of Thanksgiving.
I haven't seen that in years.
Just watch, you'll see it.
I haven't seen it in years. The cheapest price here in the Phoenix area has been 59 cents at Smart and Final. But the rest of the stores, the major grocery chains are doing 79 cents a pound. That's about what it costs the actual store to get it. Normally the turkey is a loss leader, and I think stores are taking a beating right now, so they can't drop their prices that far. But even 79 cents a pound once a year, that's, a 20-pound turkey basically costs you $16. And that's a delicious, delicious treat to have once a year. And everything else can be made for literally pennies. Tonight we showed you how you could make stuffing really for, I know that the bread stuffing with the canned yams is less than $5 to feed anywhere from 10 to 15 people. And this stuffing, let's talk about this for a minute. This is our rice and sausage stuffing. I've seen the sausage chubs go as low as $1 a pound on sale, and I stock up on them when they are and just store them in my freezer. And then the rice, you start with a box of Uncle Ben's, and that's on sale at Safeway Jewel this week for $1.67. It's 3 boxes for $5. So I want to say that once again, this stuffing with the rice, the celery, the onion, the sausage, the thyme, the egg, less than $5. And this sausage will feed easily 10 people.
So we're going to cook Thanksgiving dinner. We're having a small group over this year.
Right.
Probably about 9 or 10 people.
Right.
And our dinner is probably going to cost us less than $15.
Well, we don't have all the final RSVPs in. I want to say somewhere between 10 and 15
But
people
between the
this year.
turkey and the stuffing and the pies.
I want to say it'll cost about $2 a person.
That much?
Yeah.
Oh,
because
we're gonna have to cancel Thanksgiving.
$2
That is too
per
much
person,
money.
You've got to add everything in, the candied yams and the mashed potatoes and the green beans.
What do you charge per hour to do this?
Very funny. So it's about $2 a person for a Thanksgiving dinner, if you do a lot of the work yourself, which I really, really do enjoy doing. Okay, we're just waiting for that to cook. It's not done cooking. I should have started this a while ago. Sorry. We were trying to do one stuffing at a time, and I know tonight's show is lasting a really long time. But at least you have 3 recipes that you can choose from.
So Dawn shared that turkeys are 39 cents a pound at Giant in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And Kathy just tuned in. Helene says, I just got home from work and I'm hungry.
So sorry I can't let y'all taste some of this. It really smells good in here. I mean, it really does.
It does.
Okay, so we're just waiting for that final stuffing recipe. I'm waiting for, obviously the water's boiling, the butter is melted, and I'm waiting for the celery and the onion to finish cooking. It's pretty darn close. I'm going to give it like 2 minutes, and then we're going to mix it up and it'll be done. And that's the stovetop stuffing, enhancing a box mix. Basically, you start with the box mix. I add onion and celery. You can add mushrooms. You can add water chestnuts. You can add cranberries. You can add raisins. I know people that have added apples. So it just depends on what your family likes, but you can start with a box mix and then just go from there. It's very easy. Very
a couple
easy.
more comments. We'll just read them out. I don't know how to say this. Digillie, Digillie Mama.
Okay.
She says, my mother always made, it just faded away, creamed onions.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
Oh, that does sound
Michelle
good.
says, so glad to see you both live. And then she says, in Washington State, we have turkeys for $8 to $10 total price at Walmart.
Wow.
It doesn't tell us what size they are, but
right.
So Walmart's cutting some deals there.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, Thanksgiving is one of the best meals to make for a large crowd. It is not expensive to serve. So it takes time, but if you can take a few days off of work to prepare the feast, if you've got, personal time or vacation time that you don't normally use, opt for Thanksgiving because it's a really fun holiday to do. Like I said, my daughter Becky is coming over here next Tuesday, and we're going to spend the day making pies. And we'll probably make more than what we can eat, but it's Thanksgiving. It's only once a year, and the plan right now is to do a French apple pie, a cherry pie, a pumpkin pie, and she's going to try a French silk pie. So we will meet again next week, and next week we're going to talk about what to do with your turkey leftovers. We may even talk about some turkey soup ideas because turkey soup is so easy. So I haven't figured out the whole show. I know for sure turkey leftovers, but we'll figure out what else we're going to do. And I'm going to be putting up Christmas all day Friday. So, okay, here we go. The final leg. We're putting in the packets of the soup. Not the soup. Listen to me. I'm not tired. It's the stuffing right here. Turning it off, mixing it in, and their stuffing bread cubes are very, very tiny. Can you see what I'm doing? Am I
They're seeing it
in the way, or is it okay? So this is my enhanced stovetop stuffing, and I mixed 2 different kinds of boxes together. I mixed a turkey and I mixed a savory herb. Here's the turkey. Let me get that. And here is the savory herb. So I get 2 of the really great flavors. This stuffing should easily fill a 20-pound bird. So if you have a bird that's much smaller than that, you can put half the stuffing inside and cook half the stuffing on the side and just serve it as a dressing. I believe stuffing in the bird is called stuffing if it's been cooked in the bird, and if it's cooked on the side, it's called dressing.
And if it isn't, that's what we're calling it anyway.
Okay.
You heard it here first.
Here you go.
That's it.
Enhanced box stuffing mix right here.
3 stuffings, 1 hour.
Three-
Oh, you're moving too fast. Bring it on back so they can smell it.
Okay, so they can't smell
They
it. I
can
wish you
smell
could. It smells
Oh,
so
that is
good.
absolutely my favorite. Closer, bring it closer. It's just delicious. Look at that in living color. Oh my goodness. I'm so hungry. I can't wait for
I
Thanksgiving.
know, this is nuts. We already ate, but this stuff all looks so good. And stuffing can freeze, so you can make it ahead of time, and you can freeze it and then defrost it and use it that day. Okay.
Okay, we're ready. Hey, a lot of cooking ideas and money-saving ideas for grocery shopping are in our book, Cut Your Grocery Bill in Half.
Yes.
It was a #2 Amazon bestseller because the time it was #2, our first book, America's Cheapest Family Gets You Right on the Money, was #1. So
if you want a signed copy, order it from us at MoneySmartFamily.com. And if not, you could check it out of your library or request that they pick one up for you to check out of your library.
It doesn't have the stuffing recipe.
It doesn't, but it does
But
have
has
some
lots
recipes.
Of other, my killer pancake recipe in the
And
back.
if you are
Cheese sausage spinach pie.
If you're looking for ways to shave your grocery bill, if you want to save money with your groceries, this book will do it.
Yes.
It's one of the most comprehensive grocery saving books out there.
Comments on Amazon are, I read the first 2 chapters.
Right.
And using those 2 chapters, I paid for the book itself, and I'm saving hundreds of dollars a month.
Yes.
Read the comments. It's amazing. And this isn't about clipping coupons. It's
No.
not about going to the store 20 times a month.
Right.
It's really about saving time, sanity, and money.
Okay. Good night. And happy Thanksgiving to all of you. Thank you for joining us tonight. And we will see you next Friday night.
And we don't know what time. And to those of you who aren't
No,
in
it'll be-
America, who aren't celebrating Thanksgiving, we are thankful
Yes.
that you tuned in.
Yes, we are. So Annette and
I don't know, Steve.
Economides from MoneySmartFamily.com.
We'll see you
and
next
we'll
week.
see you next time.